Hey everyone, it's been a few weeks, but we can finally pick up heavy Choppas today. Now even though it should be a lot easier hits, there isn't a guarantee we're gonna rank up, because you'll notice right next to it is Seekers, and those people who do get Seekers, it's really hard to defend until you get more tech. And for those who are at the point where you have critters but not heavy Choppas, really the attacks are pretty much the same, still doing the 4 Scorchers, 1 Clone, 3 Laser type of hit. The main thing with critters is finding one engine that you can just take down. Of course you can't shock bunkers, so what I like to do is maybe clear a bunch of buildings, grab some GBE, and once you have enough, maybe let's say at least 80 GB, go ahead and throw a few critters towards the back. You can use a smoke too to get them together, and then before the smoke's almost done, throw 1 critter for the bunker, and a shock for everything else. So even if there is a Gran or Laser, in most cases, still get it down. It should help a lot of times on getting super fast hits on both 5ERs and 6s. Even this one here, since it's a bit less defense, you can take more clones instead, but put a bunch of troops out there and just plan one engine you want to critter out. Here we chose this top one right here, so again, throwing 1 smoke, a bunch of critters, and it gets it down for us. Otherwise, all of our bunkers have 1 Gren and 2 clones, and we'll try a few attacks. And the best news for getting heavy Choppas now, especially for no one's in training, is we probably won't lose any of them. So here we got a super nasty 5ER, boom cannons, doom cannon, rockets, every kind of mine. And I like doing mainly 6 heavy Choppas and 2 lasers, so we can get that going. The lasers, it's okay if they die, but mainly to help on some of these buildings here. In fact, on this side we can use maybe 1 HC1 laser, and then everyone else on the right side. So still getting a good angle, the HC more on the right side, and then the laser on the left. So get them going like this. You want to delay the lasers because it takes a few seconds for the heavies to pop out. Even on the right side, a fair chance the laser is going to die pretty early, but that's why we got Kavan there. So still take it right now. Left side looking okay. Mortar's being annoying so we can't shock it. And now to Kavan on the right side. The left 2 troops are only to stop that 1 engine. And on the right, because we lost a few lasers, hopefully Kavan can be smart and heal them up. Looks like he's not going to be smart, but just keep on doing some second wins. You'll notice on a lot of these attacks, you really want some GBE, but it's just clearing a bit, and at least on 5ERs, it still shouldn't be too bad. We'll do one more second wind right here, and start critters because we're going to flare the last few. As soon as this left one goes down, we can start flaring. And we're just shy of a second wind, so we can do 1 critter, clear some more mines, maybe distract some boom cannons. But luckily the time already isn't too bad. There's probably no chance we would even get close to clearing this if we had normal troops. But in a really dirty 5 getting around at 235, and that'll be okay. We did lose both of our laser boats, but only taking 2 in the entire attack, you can maybe get a fair amount done before you run out. And even though we can really use some GBE, because we're using heavy Choppas and lasers, the one unlock that's really going to help us is some more troop damage. Going from 80 to 130 troop damage should be so big that we're going to just do a beeline straight there. But here we got a dirty 6ER, max rockets and a damage amp. But now with heavy Choppas, maybe not too bad. We can still do, well, even 2 boats on its own over here. We can get this engine down, a few more boats, get this mortar, go straight up top, and maybe 1 HC1 laser on the right side. Eventually, they can converge and we flare the last few, and see how it goes. So we'll do 2 here, 3 on this side. We're not going to drop the right yet because we want to make sure they go straight up there. So waiting just a few seconds, now we drop a laser, 1 HC on the right side with 1 more laser. And we can do Kavan in the middle, because the left 2 should get that engine down. Watch your right, hope there's no Grens and bunkers, but it looks like it was just clones. Get 1 critter on this side. And even though there's a bunch of clones here, heavies also do a bit of splash damage, so maybe it's okay. Otherwise, letting everything clear, Right side looking okay. Once all 3 of these engines go down, we can again start flaring. We could maybe flare early and use critters on the bottom engine, but the top lasers are going to do damage anyway, so just waiting a few more seconds for this left one. Now we can go ahead and start. Get one critter. Now it's mainly for just shock mines. Get another second wind right here. Maybe a shotgun that amped up flame and rocket. And you can already see how much faster it is just with heavy Choppas. One final second wind with one more shock. But you can kinda get a sense of these attacks with heavy Choppas. It's really free clearing a fair amount, and once you get a few engines down, you flare the last few. The lasers are mainly to speed up that clearing part and help versus any clones and bunkers. But here, taking that win. Now what's gonna be pretty annoying the next few days are all the secret guys. Cause even though if someone has shock launchers, shock mines, critter launchers, boom mines, there's really only one defense that can stop seekers, and that's bombers. Bombers and bunkers because they do splash damage, and they're like mini doom cannons that you can't shock. Whether or not we're gonna get them at 6 ER, we're still deciding, but we'll see how the next few days go. But here we got a different but pretty common style 6 ER base, and allocating it with 5 heavy Choppas and 3 lasers. Looking still grunts and bunkers, though we'll take mainly heavy Choppas on the left side, and just delay a few lasers on the right. So doing just 1 here, 2 on this side, and 2 over here. We can do 1 laser right now because helping out with those mortars. And as you see this laser distracting with heavies, can do 1 on this side. And the final one we're going to do is all the way on the right. So still waiting a few seconds, can drop Kavan a bit early on the right group. Once you have enough buildings cleared, then you can drop that 1 laser. And now the main thing is using some critters over here, distracting that bunker. Even though bunkers can still hit the critters and kill them pretty fast, all you need is a few of them to get the lasers protected. Otherwise, these ones help on this side. Maybe use a few more critters on the left, especially with only 1 HC boat. So maybe 1 more over here. Just a few second winds to speed it up. This engine's about to go down, same with the left one. And even right now, we can start flaring. So there is a fair amount of bases like this, but you can see, with heavy Choppas, a really fast time. Of course, this base is pretty easy, not even having any flames, but still using the same principle of a few heavy Choppas on this side, a few over here, and delaying the lasers until the right time. Over here, once you know whatever's in the bunker is being distracted by heavies. And on the far right, once enough of these buildings die where you know they're gonna go straight to this engine. And because there's no meat shield, throwing critters again to keep it distracted. Otherwise, in most cases, whatever middle engine here, these boats are gonna help get. And that 1 lonely Choppa, use critters to help support. And besides bombers and bunkers to stop seekers, the other main defense we might get is Sky Shield, because a well-placed Sky Shield can really cause some issues, especially when flaring the last engine. So might consider that after troop damage. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for defense. Boom cannons are pretty strong, but we do want to think about heading to 7 engines, get all those cool abilities. So we'll still see. But here we got this base, and still even try this loadout. Maybe 1 HC on this side, and on the right, and do a few HCs with lasers. So get 1 going right here, maybe a few boats like this. And looking again, we can do even 1 laser here too. Far right we can drop now because there's no bunkers, but after a few seconds, now we'll do the one over here. Looks like the bunkers, well, don't have any Grens or lasers, but some Zukas instead. Of course, Zukas can hit air troops, so did some good damage to that heavy Choppa. But because they're only single target, isn't too much of an issue. That's why later on, we might want to pick up some bombers instead, because they have that splash damage. Using some critters to clear mines, and once this left one goes down, we'll go ahead and start flaring. Shocking that Doom Cannon and machine gun, maybe 1 critter on that bunker, and now just hope for a good time. As this one goes down, we start flaring over here, maybe get 1 more second wind, It's actually good that Heavy Choppa died because now we got some more heavies. And as we for this last one, getting around 250, but I still got a feeling he was really fast too, so we'll see. And that's part of the annoying thing for any season, especially when Seekers are a meta. So him getting a 312, probably running Seeks. Looks like he is. Just a few on one side and, well, once he dropped them everywhere, we don't have a lot of defense. Even if we get shock launchers and critter launchers, sky shield, can maybe stop some of those guys, though a good Seeker player can probably always get through. And we were thinking that maybe instead of going towards troop damage, we can also just go towards bombers, stop the Seekers early, but then you just lose to people with the same tech as you who do have troop damage. So you gotta choose your battles, and right now, we care more about people with the same tech, so heading towards troop damage. After that, most likely picking up the Sky Shield, and then just making a big decision on whether we want to go bombers at 6 ER, means we have to waste keys on Seekers, and not really a waste on building damage, but still 34 keys on Seekers, or we start saving for 7 ER and get bombers that way. Probably no video tomorrow because it's a long way to get to troop damage, but it's just that part of the season, waiting till the end. And that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.